Okay, let me ask you something. What do you think is the single most dangerous financial goal you could have? You might think it's something crazy, like putting all your money on a meme stock. But what if I told you it's actually just trying to be average? Yeah, it sounds safe, right? Even responsible. But today, we're going to tear that idea apart. We're going to look at the real numbers and find out why average finance is, well, it's a trap.
So when you hear that phrase, average finances, what pops into your head? For most of us, it probably sounds fine. You know, a safe, comfortable middle ground. It's that place where you're doing okay, you're keeping up with everyone else. But here's the thing we're about to uncover. When it comes to your money, normal isn't just a little misleading. It's actually pretty dangerous.
All right, so this is really the heart of it. We're about to pull back the curtain on the financial reality of this so-called average person. And I gotta be honest with you, this might be a bit of a shock to the system.
You know, it's a super common belief, isn't it? We're kind of taught to fit in, and that totally extends to our finances. We look at what our neighbors are doing, what our friends are buying on Instagram, and we figure, hey, if I'm in that same ballpark, I must be doing okay. But that whole assumption is built on some really shaky ground, especially when you think about decades of costs going up, while wages, well, they just haven't kept pace.
Okay, so let's get to the actual numbers. This is what I was talking about when I said wake-up call. We're going to look at the cold, hard math of being normal, and this is where the picture starts to get, well, pretty alarming. All right, take a good look at this number, $88,000. So this is the median amount the average person has saved up for retirement. And at first glance, you might think, okay, 88 grand, that's a decent chunk of change. It's not $1 million, but hey, it's something. It feels kind of substantial, right? But, and this is the huge question, what does that $88,000 actually mean for you? What does it get you? How does that number translate into your actual lifestyle day to day, month to month, when you finally stop working? This right here is where the arithmetic of average gets really, really scary.
And here it is. This is the result. That $88,000 nest egg, it works out to about $300 a month. Just let that sink in for a second. $300. I mean, for a lot of people, that might not even cover your groceries for the month, let alone rent or anything else. This is the reality of being financially average. It's not a safety net, not even close. It's a financial cliff.
Okay, wow, that sounds super bleak, I know. But here's the twist, and it's fantastic news. Because the average is so low, getting ahead is actually way easier than you think. It just takes a simple but really powerful shift in how you think about it.
And this is the key insight, right here. The bar is set pretty low, you see? The financial hurdles you need to clear to be considered above average, they aren't these giant towering walls. They're actually surprisingly small steps. The competition, it turns out, isn't nearly as fierce as you've been led to believe.
And this is maybe the most important part of this whole thing. You don't need a PhD in finance. You don't have to go out and invent the next big app or live on ramen noodles for the next 10 years. Escaping this gravitational pull of average, it really just comes down to a couple of simple, disciplined habits. So how do you do it, right? How do you easily, almost effortlessly, pull ahead of the pack? Let's break down the two simple habits that will literally have you lapping the competition before you even break a sweat. It honestly boils down to these two paths you see here. It's that simple. On one side, you've got the average person who's constantly weighed down by that high-interest credit card debt, while saving less than 6% of what they make. But on the other side, the path to getting ahead is all about just flipping that script. It's about getting rid of that soul-crushing debt and making a conscious choice to save just a little bit more.
That's it. Seriously. These are the two golden rules. It's not rocket science. Rule number 1. Stop making the banks rich by paying them 20+% interest. Make a real plan to pay off that credit card debt for good. And rule number 2, automate your savings. Put it on autopilot. Even if you have to start small, just get yourself over that 6% line.
So here's the main takeaway. The crucial point is this. By just committing to these two very achievable goals, you're not just getting by anymore. You are fundamentally changing your entire financial future. You're no longer on that default path to a $300 a month retirement. You are, quite literally, lapping the competition.
And that really leaves us with one last, powerful question to chew on. Now that you know what average really, truly means, a retirement income of just $300 a month, you have to ask yourself, is being average good enough for you? Or are you ready to take two simple steps to leave average far behind in your rearview mirror?